Okay, so hi everybody. When I originally posted my Discord comment for telling people about this run, this is my final scheduled run for Retrothon for 23. I'm full of love for Peach because I just went and saw Mario again for the second time. I'm full of tacos from Jack in the Box. I'm about to be full from a new PB in this game. Note, PB is not guaranteed. Void were prohibited by any boss named Dynablade, not valid outside the US. So yeah, welcome to Kirby Super Star. My name is Lyra, I'm known as the Retro Gaming Idol, and we've gone from starting off traveling across time, we've raced around different planets, we've fought a giant, mysterious, unknown sprite alien baby thing, and well, now we're gonna say Poyo! So yeah, this is Kirby Super Star. This is what I call all main games category. Now, according to SRL, this is not an official category because there's only any percent and 100%. However, all the times that are posted on SRL are mixed up between a true any percent, which is only 4 games, and all main games, not including Samurai Kirby and Megaton Punch. So this is going to be the latter. Yeah, this is my unofficial category. So my PB is about 112 here, so according to the leaderboards, it'd be about 80s in terms of that, but I think it's more than that because of this different category. So let's get this started, and yeah, let's have fun with this. Let's hope for a PB. Let's hope not to die to Dynablade again. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. So this game right here, Spring Breeze, is your standard introductory level. You're going to get prompts that will let you know about more game controls, things like that. It's going to let you watch a short tutorial, even if... Probably should have grabbed that. I definitely should have grabbed that. It's going to give you a short tutorial whether you like it or not, so you can just choose to skip it if you want. Actually, we're fine. Actually, no, we're not. Should have kept the beam. But Poppy Brother Sr. is very weak on defense, so... Yeah. So we're gonna take Bomb here. I'm not used to taking Bomb first, which is fine. Yeah, for those new to Kirby Super Star, this is one of my favorites in the series. They're all very lighthearted, they're very whimsical, and there is lots of animated violence. Usually in the form of beating up innocent animals or trees, but we don't do that anywhere else. Touch the star, move on to the next stage. Very, very simple, cut and dry. Wispy Woods goes down really quick with the right power-ups. With Beam it takes a little bit longer actually. Float Islands is interesting. This is your first water level that's not really like a super water level. We're gonna grab Fighter here really quick, and then we're gonna get rid of it fairly quick as well. Helpers for AI are pretty darn worthless. I'm actually gonna get rid of that. Oh, I don't want that anyways. I want this. So, I'm known as the Ice Queen of Kirby, because Ice and Mirror are my favorite powers. I don't want to touch Helper to give him invincibility because I want him to get blown up as soon as possible. Except in this instance when I actually want him not to get blown up or really do anything except for hold ice for me. What we're going to do for the stage 2 boss, which is Lololo and Lalala from the Adventures in the NES games, we're going to go blow them up. And that went really badly. So you have to do this pretty darn quick, otherwise Helper will go and interrupt the cast of your Crash ability, which is a one-shot. And when he does that, it does not turn into a one-shot boss anymore. You have to actually fight, usually Lololo, and that's a time loss, so... Be quicker than your partner is. So stage 3 Bubbly Clouds is really short. This also has like the first instance of where you can actually fall to your death. I went just fine. Mirror is the other favorite power and why I'm known as the Ice Queen. We'll be getting that later though. We do not want it right now. Because... Grace, thank you. When enemies run into ice blocks, they take a stupid amount of damage, so that's why we're keeping ice for a while instead of mirror. And that's really bad RNG. But worked out just fine. That was actually a faster kill than I thought it was going to be when I missed the one side. So down there is going to be your first limited use power, which is Mike. Mike is 3 uses of, oh hey, I blow up everything on the screen, take a whole bunch of time to cast, and sound kind of cool actually, because you're yelling into a baseball stadium, Mike. So here's stage 3's boss, Krako. Krako is pretty darn weak to ice. Ice's range for attack is fairly short, as you're seeing right here. I'm generally limited to actually having to spin jump. And we have an ice block friend to carry us to the next level. Stage 4 is going to be Mount DDD. Oh, I've never seen that happen before. Mount DDD is the last level of Spring Breeze. You get an option to take 4 different powers right here, which none of are as broken as ice is for this boss, because DDD will switch stances every time you hit him with a DPS, and ice DPS is really strong. The shorter range you are, the better. However, I do not want him anywhere near me in case he starts to dash into me. So there we go, about a 5-minute Spring Breeze. That's about standard. So Gourmet Race, 3 different tracks, race to the finish. Eat more food than DDD, which wins count as like 30 points or so, so getting the win is as important as getting food. And we're gonna do our best to not have DDD eat all that much, because he's pudgy. He's gonna get that tomato for me. Tomatoes are worth 3, everything else is worth 1. Stage 2 is a little bit different. There is more terrain to maneuver over, so this is a slower track. The AI will prioritize maximum tomatoes over everything else, so there's a spot up here we can actually trick out by not grabbing it and just losing the 3 points. Which we're gonna have enough points by the end of this to just completely like blow them out, so. Not bad at all. Stage 3 actually lets you have powers here for the rest of this. I'm taking Wing. Now, most people that are really high on the leaderboards will take Jet for as many times as possible. However, Jet is kind of an awful power in my personal opinion. So we're going to take Wing instead. Wing is only really good for mobility. The DPS on it is pretty low, especially if you use the Wing to bounce into something. The feathers can be a little bit powerful depending on how close you are to something though. Didn't get the momentum to glide into that, save a second. But Wing is really nice when you time your feathers like that. It gives you a lot of momentum compared to Jet, which is a lot of dashing and charging. The climb, however, is a little bit button matchy. Off the wall. And that's Gourmet Race. 204 is low, but whatever. So that's the second main game done. Now, this is the first spot where I can potentially die because, as I explained in the beginning, Dynablade is a jerk. She is very protective of her young, but she is still a jerk. Stage 1, grab Cutter. So Cutter is really only useful to me in this particular part before I get access to Mirror in Stage 2. Unfortunate. Rude. It's a little bit slow on Stage 1 here, but that's okay. Gonna hold to the left a little bit, grab the extra food. You can grab beam here if you want that one up. I do not need it. It's the only power up you can have right now that'll actually access that to the wall. There is sword in there if you're interested. I'm not. Sword, in my opinion, is one of the worst powers in the game because there is not a lot of quick DPS you can do with it. It's mostly how many sword hits you have, which sword is really slow to wield. Not interested. And the words of Squall from last night's Final Fantasy VIII run, not interested. Grabbing Crash there will literally one-shot this boss, but you're invincible anyway, so shrug. Chef Kawasaki is only here for a couple times this run, and that was one of them. Getting the Cook Power is another limited time use item that will take all the enemies on the screen, turn them into food. If you're playing a casual one, it's great. Speedrun, not so much. Alright, so stage 2 is the castle. We're going to be switching powers here to something we're going to hopefully hold on to stage 3. Cutter has a 4th stage combo if you stand still and hit Y, which it'll go into a 3-pronged assault and then jump up in the air for the 4th hit. I do not want that. So hopefully Helper will take a lot of damage and get blown up. There's very few instances in which I actually want to help her. It's great for, like, couch co-op or playing online with people, but AI is terrible in this game. So Mirror right here is actually one of my favorite powers. Mirror Dash is actually really undervalued in terms of DPS. It's something that can actually strike twice for decent damage if you actually get it on the right pixel to where it bounces backwards. That was a nice double. Alright, we're gonna hold on to this for a little bit later. But right now, we're going to be introduced to another new power, which fans of this series might know is Go Fast button. I don't want to give it to Helper, even though that's slightly faster, because I want to keep Mirror for later. While you're in wheel mode, you're not going to feed your ally to waste time doing that, so... Oh god, bump it. Yeah, thank you. Actually, that's not what I wanted. So I'm messing up Bonkers here, but Helper's gonna clean up for me in one of the few usable instances of it. Now I've got a Hammer here. Hammer is actually the strongest DPS in the game in terms of single hit damage versus damage per second. Hey, I play MMOs, so you know that phrase. Mirror is something I actually don't want now, because I'm going to be using Hammer as much as possible. There are 2 secret areas in Castle and then the next stage where you can actually get access to really nice power-up rooms that have access to every power-up in the game for you, except for, like, limited time uses. Plasma's a really good one if you like button mashing, because it deals a stupid high amount of damage, but unless you like D-pads, I wouldn't. Great and casual, though. Rockies take a couple hits because they're really sturdy, honestly, because, you know, Geodude didn't really die in one shot either in Pokemon, so... At least when passes were introduced. Also, they're cute, too. Look at those little eyes. I'm actually pretty low here, so I'm going to take the safety food right here. We just bonked a Yo-Yo, which Gym is actually a really nice power-up. Gym is a nice balance of offense and defense, and it has a lot of range to it, even though you're not dealing a really high amount of damage per burst. So, think of it as a really balanced power. I want that, actually. I'm gonna go back to the Ice Beam because this is one of my favorite powers in the game. Similar to Fire, Fire can actually get you a lot of damage per second as well. But this is, in my opinion, just better because it's better on defense too. You will rarely see me use fire except for one particular instance later on. But how cool is Bonkers just wandering around behind you, you know? So this is Bugsy. Bugsy is actually really weak to ice damage, like as weak as Hammer. It's kind of ridiculous. Little bit of wobbly there, no big deal. Kirby ladder climb. You're gonna get it a couple times during this run. There's fire. Fire is worthless to me. Give me that. All the hot dogs you can want from Bolam Garden's Secret Stash, which has already been covered last night. Which was a great run, by the way. You should go back and watch. Especially if you can speak or read French, it's a lot easier to understand the pack. If not, still easy to follow along with. I had to take the slow route there, but yeah. That's unfortunate to help her survive. Bomb blocks will open up a bunch of passages for you. They are completely nice, I guess. And they're required in some areas. And we would preferably not hope to get grabbed right there. If so, you can just bonk into them or kill them. Or let them take your helper, and that's actually really beneficial to you. Crash power is mean. Other mic here if you're interested. I can grab this food if you really want to, but there's a maximum right there. I can't believe I did that. I was trying to stop and then use breath, but it didn't work like that today. Unlike Pokemon, Ice versus Ice is actually effective. It also has a really fast grab. Especially if you're right next to the wall. I get 2 Poppy Brothers Seniors, who are just as flimsy as they are earlier on. Okay, that works. And there's your end of stage. Now, if you're trying to get all the way to the end, you want to go all the way to the right with the bar, because it'll get you a 1-up if you're playing casually, which this is a fairly easy game. You shouldn't have to worry about dying and game overing too much. This will be a 1cc attempt, but actually no, it's going to be a no mess attempt. The 1cc is guaranteed. Unless we die at Arena, which is entirely possible because Dynablade. Also, welcome everybody to the chat, much appreciated. For anybody that's tuning in live or will be watching this on YouTube later, your time is much appreciated. I'm glad you're spending it with me. And coming up for the next several days, we have more goodies to watch, so thanks, Dynablade. So absolutely don't go anywhere, just get comfy. Get food, stay hydrated. I should be talking about Dynablade, but I'd rather just move on past it, because Dynablade's a jerk. She has several different attacks. If you are really slow, she's going to start flying around and wasting a whole bunch of time by going through the background like she did at the very beginning. So Don't waste time. Unfortunately, you bonked Mom Blade, so, you know, gotta feed the kids. Bitch. Baby birds like apples, son. So where AMG differs from the not the all main games, but 100% category is mostly in Great Cave Offensive, where we're gonna be skipping like every treasure chest as opposed to grabbing all of them, which is gonna save us a whole bunch of time. Except when you try to dash kick, which is really fast, and then you grab, which is really slow. We're gonna hold on to Fighter for a little while, like specifically now. Underwater, you are devoid of most powers. There are a few like hammer or sword that will let you use them under. Wings are really nice to actually just fly through things. And also to do those. That is your quick kill of blockers. Actually, no, I don't want that. Because this is here instead. We're gonna grab the safety food just in case. Not expecting to get killed before the next boss, but you never know with this game sometimes. Things can go really wrong with RNG and just kind of ruin your day, so just smile and go "Playo" instead. Alright, time for the second boss. The Fatty Whale is actually really simple with Mirror, because you're getting 2 hits for each dash, except for when it's off screen, and you can do this, and score a ton of free hits that way. How unfortunate, help reload. My controller just desynced. Great, I gotta restart the emulator. Sorry, give me a second. I think it did it right during a boss, too. This is not going to hit PB, probably. Okay. And it's already messed up my rhythm for this boss, too. Mirror is exceptional on defense. It also lets you actually deal damage while guarding and not really taking any damage in the process, unlike regular guarding, which does let you take damage. Very slightly, but it's still noticeable and it still can kill you. Can you give me that? Okay. Hi. Happy friends are pretty nice because they're immune to death falling, so they can just be really aggressive and not take a lot of damage. Alright, so welcome to section 2. This is not really a lot of underwater. There's a save room right there, which is a great cave offensive thing if you need it. Do not. I would like not to get grabbed. Okay. Can you grab my friend, though? That's not my friend, I think. And there goes my mirror. Darn. Unfortunate. I'm not going to take stone back, though, because stone offense is really slow. Just give me... Because for boss 2, this is like the only decent power of those 3 to actually deal damage with. Jet power-up is actually really bad DPS, and wing is as exceptionally bad. I'm trying to look for power-ups that pop up randomly on the side to see if there's anything in. But it's random whether anything shows up or not. This is a really slow kill and I am losing a ton of here. Fortunately, this is the boss of the RPG fights where you actually don't mind wasting as much time as you do, because the bosses are a lot easier. I didn't want to. But now it's time to level up and get a whole bunch of random stats. Happy smile points. I lost mirror, I'm not that happy. Appetite points, I just had tacos. I am always honest. I am not really greedy, but okay. And then I'm always full of friendships. More friendship points are always worth it. I wasn't hoping for that, but okay. I guess we're gonna take Helper for a ride. So coming up is the main path route divergence between all main games / any percent and 100%. This castle is full of a bunch of different stuff, including a lot of treasures. We're not touching that, because that is a whole separate route entirely. No, that's completely random anyways, and I'm not going to go back and get more happy smile points for that. I don't want to do that fight again with fighters. It's so much slower than mirror, it's ridiculous. So, best stage skipped, because it's so easily skipped. If you press that button, a bunch of crap comes out, and there's something of a treasure in there. I want this. Okay. I didn't want that anyways. There's a save point right there. This is the last major section before the end of the minigame / main game. But I'm happy because I got ice back, which I would have swapped right there anyways. Oh, this is a weird section right here. There's a bunch of springs. I guess this makes you Bruce Springsteen, right? Just follow the way downwards, and you're at the final boss for the main game. So this is Wham Bam Rock. Doesn't take a ton of damage, so hey, Helper can actually score some free hits here, I guess. Because the amount of time it's going to be on the ground to where you can actually attack it is pretty limited to like that. You can still take damage in ice, but you can't really take damage in mirror or stone. Unless you get grabbed. I would have got the kill right there, but I was pointed the wrong direction, so yay, Helper actually was useful for a change. Still not gonna feed it though. So that was the last thing to do in Great Cave Offensive. We just have to escape the exploding planet that totally isn't exploding, because Metroid told us that all planets explode after you clear the final boss. You can use Helper for a boost. I guess that's one big use right there. And there you go, done with Great Cave Offensive. Great Cave Offensive and Meta Knight will open up Milky Way Wishes, which is the second to last game of our run. Now, if you like story, prepare for plot. Meta Knight doesn't like us very much. This is basically, well, not really your introduction to him, but your introduction to him really talking and being like an actual character. Powers are fairly limited to a certain few things that I like to run in this. You can grab Beam right there if you really want to, I do not. And now we're going to run into our first boss that isn't really a boss because it's timed, which is Heavy Lobster 1. Heavy Lobster is kind of a jerk, but you're going to be running across it several times. It drops in randomly. That's a really bad position for it. Try not to lose yo-yo if you can help it. If you just want to be like having fun with it, do it. Otherwise, just guard. We get bounced into the ocean, wash up on an island, which is Grape Garden. I did not know those were solid objects. I thought you could just go through them. Waiting here if you're interested in going fast. I would rather go and actually be able to kill things. That was very rude. Got the rare double hit right there, which is really good for fast. I don't know what those enemies are actually called, but they do drop fighter power for you, but fighters everywhere on this map, so shrug. You can grab a crash for later, that might actually help you. I would rather keep the yo-yo for long-term use. This is such a good song too. So here's your first real auto-scroller. As usual with all auto-scrollers, if you get pushed against the wall or anything like that, you can just get blown up. That's probably the only ladder climb animation you're gonna see unless I mess this up. And now we're at the top. Oh, perfect climb. Iron Man, gotcha. Iron Man and Iron Woman, I guess. So those guys are jerks. They will chase you to the ends of the earth or do crazy things like that. Okay. That's the worst place to die to. We were right at the next section. Now I gotta redo the climb without anything. That's gonna be like 30 seconds right there. It's because I got bonked by crazy psychopath ghost thingy. You can at least go into them by slide kicking. I do not want stone. Stone is another way to potentially get yourself pushed against the wall here. It did it again. Oh, is that what they're called? Gotcha. Since I lost my good power, I'm just gonna take bomb here. Parasol isn't that great on offense. It's better used on defense or just like utility damage. It's actually fun to juggle things up in the air with Parasol though. You can die if it's actually in the middle of spitting something, even though you're just about to go into cutscenes, so be very careful if you're low on health. Kirby gets bounced off the mountain, and it's perfectly fine. Sadly, I don't have yo-yo dash here, so I'm just gonna have to kind of struggle a bit. Mike doesn't help. But it did just save me from getting grabbed and losing like 3 seconds. So hey, hey. Even if you lose bomb here, it's not a huge deal. Because we are coming across ice again. Mike is actually really nice for this part, but this isn't that much slower to kill. Unlike some bosses, these do have 2 full health bars, so it's going to take a little bit. Now it's a 50-50 as to whether you want to actually take ice or hammer here. Hammer is what most people would take. I'm grabbing the safety food. I wouldn't grab wheel here personally. That's not really good. Because it's faster to go up this way as opposed to dashing through it. Or if not, it's actually off by a couple seconds. Close enough. So this is the one spot I actually want fire, and it is required. The other one is a fake and it will just blow you up, so don't touch it. Hi, Dynablade. So Dynablade has forgiven us for beating her up, but, you know, we fed her kids, so that's why she's actually happy with us again, and decides to help us back onto the ship. And that's the reason why I didn't do that right away, is because Helper would have dashed into it and actually took that from me, and I was very hoping it wouldn't do that. So here's your little mini enemy gauntlet. They take a few hits each. They can use weapons on you, which don't feel particularly good and actually can kill you here. It's actually one of those spots where you can really die if you're low on health and you get a lucky bounce. I am really happy I got that right away. That was a really fast kill and probably my fastest kill of that section. Can you not do that? Thanks. Now we're actually have to take this slow. Because this is the worst section of the game for me to die on, and it's something I do die on pretty consistently. Because stuff like that happens. So now we're stuck with Ninja. Ninja is pretty awful as an attack power. But it does let you use exclamation point ninja in chat, which I totally recommend you doing. Come on, chat, I know you can do it. Do it for me. Spam exclamation point ninja, it's okay, do it. Thank you. Let's not do that. I don't want that anyways. And thankfully it didn't jump or it would have killed me again. Want that yo-yo. Now I'm actually going to do something I shouldn't do, and I'm going to actually take the safety room right here. I'm actually really low on health, and I have 1 life left. So this is a secret food stash. Even though there's a maximum tomato right here, I wanted the actual invincibility too. So here's combo cannon number 1. Combo cannon is kind of scary. Killing this bottom part is not mandatory in the slightest, but it does help you out. Because it doesn't take up time by doing this. It actually lets you get up close and personal with yo-yo on it without putting yourself in harm's way. If you let it go past that first beam cannon right there, it can potentially push up the floor to actually knock you into it. So yeah, just kill it as fast as possible. Or ignore it and just go straight for the top. You can also do that, which does a little bit of damage. It's not huge, but it looks cool. It's also a lot harder to do unless you're on console. This is just another standard stage on the outside. Nothing really special here. You can grab Jet or Beam if you really want to. Welcome to the chat. Happy to have you all tonight. This wonderful Tuesday evening. Or if you're on YouTube, whatever evening it happens to be for you. Or morning, or afternoon. Whichever. That was a little scary. Normally I'd go over them, but I slow played it a little bit because I was low on health and I'm low on lives too. I absolutely want that. So when you're actually playing as helper in 2-player mode, whatever the name of the monster is the one that actually shows up as a helper. It goes by the actual name. So now we're gonna start sneaking through the air ducts. You ever heard a Poyo noise when you're turning on your air conditioner? Probably does. Helper can just go right through that, so it doesn't matter. So here's Heavy Lobster number 2. There is a little trick you can do with this, which involves guarding and just getting pushed through everything. I would rather not risk death again, so I'm just not going to do that. Also, dash animation is really awesome on it. So this is the end of your next auto-scroller. Just go upwards and enter the arena, and don't fall off accidentally like I just did. Dying there would have been really bad, so I would have been forced to use projectiles from this, which are very slow. Slow walk is good. Dash is fine. That's a 50-50 where you get a projectile, which is one of the few things you can actually damage it with, or you can get blasted with fire to the face like that and just get really bad RNG. And have it hit twice for no reason. Crab battle. So there's a hidden little section right here right after you pop out of the cannon. And you disappear off the map again. You have to deal with an extra cutscene, but you get access to a invincibility candy, which is going to take you PD zoom zoom. Here's your next Chef Kawasaki. Considering you're going through like another boss section coming up, like holding on to Cook wouldn't actually do much for you here. If you have Yo-Yo, you can go ahead and push through the wall right there, but I don't want to switch to that. Unless I absolutely had to. That works. Skipping on food is okay unless you're low on health. There's also one up right here I'm going to take for sure. I don't want to be at 1 life with the rest of this area being the way it is. There's another secret room right here if you have Yo-Yo. and more funny dialogue between the minions. But we gotta go fast, so. That totally tells you how this boss operates. Similar to Combo Cannon, there is a separate target. Having a helper here is really bad because you're supposed to do the reflect lasers onto the engine itself. But it kind of worked out in that one instance. I got lucky. I'm hoping helper gets blocked here. Okay, that's good enough. So about 3 hits will actually do this. Getting rid of that second combo cannon is really nice. It speeds this up dramatically. There you go. Now this is weird because the same button that's jumping is also the one that uses to advance the dialogue in this game. So you're pretty much just having to jump up in the air while you're button mashing the text away. Attention all crew, evacuate ship. The planet's exploding again. I mean, this is a Nintendo game, so I'm sure they crossed the streams at one point between Kirby and Samus. Actually, that's how Smash happened. Probably. Alright, so hopefully I'm not going to die on this auto-scroll and lose my ice again. Nothing else to do there. There's a Sleepy right there, which you can pick up as a power. It's most likely going to happen in Great Cave Offensive if you ever accidentally grab it, though. It puts you to sleep, takes whatever power you have currently, voids it, and then you just go back to normal after a good solid nap. It's pretty bad in speedrun, of course. It's kind of funny to watch in casual, though. Getting a grab there is actually really nice. Come here. Or don't. A little trick that isn't well known if you're a casual player of this. That's something I'm going to show you right now. That doesn't matter. So you are not forced to take this sword. However, we are going to take this sword in the sake of actually going fast and get rid of it as soon as possible. You can actually wait anywhere else, not touch the sword for like a bunch of time, and it'll actually despawn, and then you'll get the fight normally. But why not just do that? It's a lot faster. That is actually pretty nice RNG. You know, I'll take that fight. That's actually really good. And considering I play MOBAs, I'm somewhat toxic sometimes. Not in speedruns, though. Unless it's this one, then the monsters actually deserve it. This is your forced wheelie rider escape sequence, because, you know, the planet's blowing up again. You can run out of time here. I do not know what happens when you do. I don't really want to think about that. You might have to just restart the sequence over again, I'm not sure. That was actually scary. Other than that, that was actually really good Meta Knight RNG. Because he can troll you and actually cause you to get knocked back a lot. That opens up our second to last game, Milky Way Wishes, which is going to go very short. And 100% you are going to grab all the powers, including copy. And unlike other games, you can actually use these infinitely. I'm going to grab about 2 to 3, which is Ice Hammer, and I don't need to grab Mirror, but I'm going to anyways because it's my personality. This is Floria, which is a seasonal planet. In order to actually grab a power, because enemies will not give anything to you unless you have copy, you have to grab the pedestal. But as I mentioned, you are completely never going to lose access to ice this way. You can still lose it normally by getting attacked, but you can just get it right back, which is like the cool part about this game. And I'm not making a pun there because ice, but you know, it kind of just worked out that way anyways. Thanks for wasting my time. Gonna go back to summer. No, it's fall again. Or it's not, I'm just bad. I went in the wrong door. So we're gonna finish in autumn again. And I just passed it. And I passed winter too. When you don't play a game for a little while, sometimes you just do little silly stuff like that, because you kind of just space out. Anyways, Double Wispy Woods. They have one shared life bar, so this is way simpler than it needs to be. And that's how you see how powerful ice actually is in a confined setting like that. Each planet here will actually end in a cutscene like this, where you go to the Sailor Moon fountain and reactivate it. So this is Aqualus. Powers you can get here include Parasol, I believe Cutter as well, and Beam to end it. We're gonna grab none of those because none of them actually just helps us out. You can do a quick swap similar to like Link to the Past or anything like that that's tied to your X button, but going through a lot of powers is going to slow down your quick swap time, so that's why we're not grabbing everything. That and this is not 100% run. Don't really need to grab this, but I'm going to grab this one up anyways. We're a little low on health here, but we're gonna be fine. I think we're still fine, but it's gonna be kind of scary here. Okay. Please don't. I let the fighter go on purpose, otherwise he's gonna kill me. That's safety food to get the other safety food. While you're underwater, if you are somehow able to reinflate yourself, you go really, really fast. It's nice. Here's Sword if you're interested. You have to go through a long tunnel to do that, and it's actually really awkward, so I wouldn't recommend it. And there's Beam right there if you want that. I don't want it either. I'd rather have the one up instead. And now we just chill and glide. So here's Fatty Whale 2. We are in a better position this time because we don't have Helper. We don't have Mirror, which is a slower kill overall, I feel. I was hoping for Spin Dash, but didn't get it. Those are such ice friends, don't you think? They're nice friends. They're ice friends. So that's Aqualus down. Fairly simple planet in comparison to some of the later ones. Here's Copy right here if you're interested. And you can just touch that star and it acts like an actual planet. I'm not interested in it. So Sky High will get you access to, I believe it's Wheel and Jet. I absolutely do not want them. And I think Umbrella there too? No. It's A power. It might be Wing as well. That's one of the three. Okay, so go right. The other power in here is actually somewhere in this door maze. Go right twice, grab your food, and go to boss. Now some bosses you can run into them to deal damage with, Krako you cannot. But it would make this a lot more simpler, don't you think? Sometimes the button pressing is a little awkward too, that's why I was trying to jump into it while invincible and it wouldn't actually fire the ability. Kirby's Adventure is actually really fun. It gives you little prompts on how to actually use stuff. Just go from different stages, using the powers from the pedestals and stuff. So welcome to Hot Beat. Hot Beat has fire, obviously. That's also one of the powers you get here. If you are interested in getting it for 100%, you have to take the candy that we're about to get here, come back and hit that bomb block, and then fly through the lava like it while you're invincible. It's not really explained very well, but it's kind of cool to actually execute, so... I believe stone is the other power that's here as well. I didn't mention it, but Cutter was in stage 1 on Floria. As well as Fighter. Don't really need them, but it doesn't hurt to have them. And you're not really losing any time for grabbing them. Now those little guys will totally chase you around unless you're facing them. And they do mean things like that, like force you to lose focus on what you're doing. The diagonal is the most easy to do, I feel, because it actually blocks you off the ceiling and it's a little bit faster than going straight right. This is Chameleon Arm number 1. Actually it says 2, because 1 is actually in Great Cube Offensive, but it's in the castle and you don't fight it in any percent, or AMG. It goes invisible. It barsts out blobs similar to how Wart does it in Doki Doki Panic / Mario 2. You can grab them, absorb the power, and it gives you a special unique power called Paint, which will deal a single amount of burst damage and, more importantly, bring it back into focus if you're having trouble seeing it. So welcome to Cavios. Bomb is here, I believe Ninja's here, but most importantly, Hammer is here. We're actually going to grab that. Here's Chef Kawasaki again, which is forced. He either tries to cook you or he literally tries to throw plates at you. Throws about 3 plates, so just stop those. Oh, here's Bomb as well. Poppy Brothers Sr. is just as squishy as before. No interest in that. But I want this. I was hoping for coconut toss, but oh well. So if you need more 1-ups, here you go. Something I haven't had the chance to show off yet with Hammer because I was waiting for it to be unlimited. Hammer Toss. Just dash and hit A. Hammer Toss is a dummy amount of damage and actually just lets you two-shot a lot of stuff. And as I mentioned before, Bugsy is incredibly weak to ice, so take your pick as to what power you want right there. Stone is right behind this right here. If you want to grab that, just flood the room and then go up there and hit the switch. It's a time switch, but it's a long time switch. You have plenty of time to grab it. And so here's Wham Bam Rock 2. This time we are alone, which is preferable. Hammer Uppercut does a really solid amount of damage. Which that was actually a perfect Wham Bam too. Would have been a little better if I'd hit the first one, but still I think it was really, really good. That's Cavios down, 2 more plants to go. So Mecha, you get, I believe it's Plasma, and there's like 1 or 2 others here, but I don't grab any of them. That's why I don't remember them all the time. I usually pass them as I'm going by them. I actually will grab Yo-Yo here. It's about as fast as if you don't grab it overall. But it does make this next section a bit easier. And you don't lose that much time for grabbing it. It comes out to about even, since you're invincible. You can tell what power you're about to get because you're usually surrounded by the enemies that actually normally carry it. Also, sorry, I lied. I have 4 powers, not 3. But Yo-Yo is more of a convenience since it's 100% skippable. Also lets you dash through Gordos. And more importantly, deal with this. So this elevator has a lot of like mini boss spawns. We're gonna skip that. Plasma is in the top left. But we're gonna go 3rd from the right and hammer time. Welcome to Heavy Lobster 3. We're gonna run into Heavy Lobster 1 more time after this. We got Projectile, which is really good. And that went really well. As I mentioned, my personal best is about 112. We're not going to hit that because of how awkward the last couple of games went, but we're still going to finish under estimate. Unless Arena goes really badly. Half Moon is our final planets. Ninja is here, exclamation point Ninja. Also, I'm grabbing Mirror here because it's part of who I am. Not because it's necessary in the slightest. There's not enough ninjas in the chat. Come on guys, I know you can do it. Give me your energy. So Parasol is actually in the first section right here. We're gonna pass right by it. Thank you, Weapon, I appreciate that. I can die actually right there trying to do that, so it does happen. You can never have too many ninjas. But for here you either need hammer, stone, or to jump into carts. One of the 3. I choose hammer. Because getting stone is really slow. Grab some food. There's the ninjas I'm looking for. Thank you, chat. The answer really should be all of the ninjas being in chat, though. We need more. That's what the command's there for. That's unfortunate. But they're in really good position. I'd prefer them to be on the left, but that happens. You know what? Just for you guys, chat, I'm gonna take a little bit of a detour here. This is the only time I'm doing this though, because I don't normally grab those. Just for RGL, right there. I like Ninja, just not as an attack power. Going into the shadows and doing the grab is kind of cool though. Alright, so welcome to RPG 2. This is 2 of 3. This is where you start getting introduced to the second set of bosses on it. Hammer Uppercut does about 80 damage exactly, so it's really, really strong. If you time it right, you can get 2 per boss wave, just like that. Red Dragon's gonna take a few more hits than that. That is not the power we really wanted to see, because it takes up a lot of time. Bad RNG. No, you're all ninjas, believe it. You guys are a second level up. Got exam score points, nice. Humor points, I'm pretty funny. Courage is always nice. Beauty points, I get bullied for that a lot. More tenderness points and more love points. I get bullied for beauty points quite a bit. So it's just a meme of my communities at this point. If you really want to here, you can bully me for it. I'd rather something else be chosen though. Welcome to Heart of Nova. This is your shmup level. Pretty much any button will actually fire your cannon, so pick any of the face buttons. I usually choose B because it's just easier to press. Getting hit twice is a huge deal, but getting hit like 3 to 4 times is really bad. And now we can just shoot along with the beat. Happy smile point. Always a good thing. So Heart of Nova, this boss will reverse course after a certain amount of kills, so we're actually going to skip one of these sections, which is this one coming up. Because otherwise it would reverse right there, and that's actually really bad to try and drive through, because you will take damage for that. Unless you get like a pixel perfect move through. I'd rather not risk it though, because this damage does carry over. So good Heart of Nova 1, that boss will come back in the arena. So we should be looking at about 120-ish or so. Which is about where most of my runs that go really wrong fall anyways. So here's Marks 1. Marks 1 with a hammer is pretty easy. I'm going to try to take ice for the actual arena fight though, which is going to make this fight different and a little bit harder. But it makes the actual rest of the fights easier, I feel. Because arena, you can choose what power you and or your helper actually have, if you choose to take one. Aga's broken. Oh. Nova, gotcha. I thought you meant my timer was broken. Like, no! That is really bad. Do not get near that or you'll get sucked into an endless time loop. If you have a helper on screen, it actually does save the amount of time you lose for taking that cutscene though. If you are alone, you do take a cutscene that deals a pretty high amount of damage. Flag kill. That's fine. So this is where the any percent run actually ends, but AMG does do arena, so we have to reset. Otherwise, we have to sit through the entire credit sequence. The final challenge. Choose any power in the game you want. This is all I need. This, mirror, or hammer. One of the three. At least for me. It's gonna be different for everyone. I was thinking fire. So damage will carry over here. You want to be kind of careful with your health going forward. Thank you, Credenza, for the 25 months. Much appreciated for RG love. We get Dynablade early. That's so unfortunate. This run is cursed. Thank you, I appreciate the pun. That was kind of awkward. That's really awkward. That is really unfortunate. I'm gonna have to take a tomato after this. That was a really good 4-hitter though. I'm getting a little gutsy with my damage because I just want this fight to end. Actually, depending on what this fight is, I might not take. That's Wispy. Heck with that. Wispy is going down real fast with ice on. That is a very chill bird. I mean, birds are weak to ice in Pokemon, right? It's through here too. There's no need to tomato through that boss and risk taking damage outside of that. Waddle D can kill you if you are really careless. Otherwise, Waddle D just wanted to participate too. Cute little guy. Fatty Whale, I will take one for. I'm probably not going to deal damage, or take damage rather. I might take some leftover rock damage from getting Waterfall though. Getting a frozen fish is really good. That is even better. That's what I was kind of looking for earlier, but I didn't get it. Sadly I got hit, but normally I don't. Wham Bam is fine. A little bit different with ice. You don't really get the chance to freeze rocks and actually deal damage to it, so you just kind of slow play it. With hammer, you can pretty much just hit the top of the actual hitbox. Oh yeah, rocks can still hit you through ice. Because, you know, rock beats ice in Pokemon too. Nice flawless. Bololo and Lalala are not going to be as simple as the first time, but still. I kind of goofed that. I was trying to jump into them. Doesn't matter which one you kill first. When you kill one, the other one gets faster. I took way too much damage in this fight. 3 hits feels really bad. Heart of Nova. The Heart of Nova does a lot of damage if you wall bump, so I am taking a tomato here. Heart of Nova 2, same as the first, nothing changes. Except your damage. Ooh, that was really bad actually. Also, killing that was actually really bad too. This is... I'm glad I took the tomato, I would have died. But this is gonna be me taking at least another hit from trying to hit the last one. Oh, that was an extremely bad Nova. Don't do what I did. Even though Double Wispy is easy, I'd rather not risk the death at all, because doing that takes you all the way back to the start. Because they can go really low with their breath like that and still hit you and kill you. That's a really bad position for that. That is still a really bad position. Fortunately paid off. Direct hit is good. Direct hit's what you really, really want. You know, don't tell me what you want, what you really, really want. Don't have to go through the text boxes that time. RPG is fine. RPG with ice is a little bit slower than ice or mirror though. Or hammer or mirror. Hammer or mirror. I had tacos earlier. I have taco mouth. Delicious tacos. So nothing changes between RPG 2 and RPG 3. Except your health pool, honestly. And I guess the boss RNG changes a little bit too. More health, right? So this is the slowest of the three powers that I have for this fight, especially when they go first. Been quiet, I'm just trying to not take too much damage here. Because we're low on tomatoes right now, we still have a bunch of heavy stuff to go through. Retreating will actually lower the amount of damage you deal per turn by a lot. So. Bad RNG. I'm gonna try those. Okay, I should have just done that all along. You are not wrong. Kirby is definitely one of the powerful beings. So it's the same as the first one. Please don't dash into that and ruin my run, thanks. I'd like to hit 120 if possible. Just trying to keep my distance from that and conserve health. Combo cannon. Combo cannon's kind of scary with ice, but shouldn't be too bad. Could have stayed underneath, but I didn't want to risk it. See what I mean by the floor coming up to push you into the game? Yeah, that totally happens. Oh! Ow. The combo cannon goes between 1 and 4 cannonballs per cycle. Yeah, that fight is kind of scary on damage sometimes. Kracko is easy. Kirby is also one of the most adorable things that's ever been dreamed up, literally. Sadly, that did not actually hit the ice creature. That would have done a lot more damage. There we go. That was a little scary too. This is mini boss gauntlet number 1 or 2. One of those. You can take any of the powers here that you want, though. You're not limited like you are in Milky Way. You get Cook, Hammer. Cook is worthless in this mode, so don't do it. Maybe a little baby feet. Puyo! Could have had a Puyo counter for this. I haven't said it enough this run. Here, about 50% health. Chameleon arm is going to be kind of scary, but this is one of the bad remaining bosses. If you get grabbed, it does do a fair amount of damage, so be careful. Nice flawless one. DDD is a joke. That means our final boss is actually going to be the second mini boss gauntlet, which actually works out pretty well. Works out better than like last one being Dynablade. Thank you, thank you. Well, yeah, mini boss 2. This should be fine. I say that and I get bonked by Poppy Senior. You I'm not gonna risk touching or like jumping into. The amount of times he just like wanders over and grabs you is just really, really often. I would have rather have actually eaten that, but okay. That's not polite at all. Alright, one more. Which is sumo. Don't get grabbed because that can do a ton of damage to you. That'll work. I eat your Hadouken. Easy. Totally according to plan. Alright, so final boss. Fortunately, this is one of the final bosses I'm actually practiced with pretty well anyway, so... Fortunately, when you're guarding, this power will not actually take damage. At least in this fight, for the most part. That's unfortunate. Almost had a perfect one. That is such an awful position, I can't do anything about it. Time. So 122 is really slow. I had some really bad points, but 1044 IGT for arena is okay. Usually around 12 minutes is slow, so... Yeah, GG. Goodness, that was a ride. Well, let's see. Ooh. Okay, so this is my last scheduled run of this wonderful Retrothon in case I am summoned in the future like Supergirl, apparently. Thanks for the GGs. Coming up next, I want to go ahead and push on through since we're behind, is Simstream with ActRaiser. So hey, we've got several more days of Retrothon. Looking forward to having you here for each one of them. I've been your retro gaming idol, Adley. It has been a pleasure these past few days. So yeah, enjoy the rest of the marathon. Love you all. And again, thanks for the GGs. See you in chat. See you next time.
Mm.